Welcome to Forked Up, your go-to podcast for all things Bon Jovi, anchovies, and rice-a-roni. I'm Michelle Davis.
And I'm Matt Holloway. Today we're talking the story behind saffron, the link between diet and depression, and getting sued for selling sawdust spices.
So stay tuned, y'all. It's about to get forked up.
What the fuck is going on, everybody?
Hey, guys.
Another episode of Forked Up coming to y'all hot, real hot in the studio. It is sweltering. It is summertime.
It's not sweltering. Some of us are babies.
I don't know. You think being from Texas, I'd get used to like the heat at this point,
No,
but I did.
You don't,
like,
because in Texas, you guys just
hot.
move from AC to AC to AC.
Yeah, we don't really acclimate.
Yeah.
Like you get kind of used to the humidity, but yeah, you're going from one climate controlled car to an office to a home. Like you never. There's no sidewalks in Houston because no one's fucking walking anywhere.
Yeah. I mean,
there's
they
some
might be
sidewalks.
carried away by like mosquitoes.
It's true. We got tons of mosquitoes. Michelle, what the fuck is on the menu this week? What do we got?
Well, because some people in this office are hot little babies, we have been making our spiked summertime sweet tea.
Taking on me. Y'all see this? Y'all see this abuse? Y'all see what I put up with? And I do this for y'all.
Oh,
I put up with this for y'all.
Wow, he's a god among men. I've been making our spiked summertime sweet tea, also in honor of Texas, and our chilled coconut summer soup. It is the only cold soup in any of our published cookbooks and on our website. I'm very picky about my cold soups.
We have a cold soup coming up soon.
Yes.
Which is in book 4.
Yes.
Yeah.
Stop talking about it.
Brave new meal. Order that shit. I'm done talking about it.
But our chilled coconut summer soup is really delicious. It's a coconut broth with a little bit of corn, some veggies. I mean, it's good on its own. You could toss in some already cooked rice noodles and kind of make it a fuller meal, or just like put it in a cup and sip and go. It's good.
Soups are they're drinks. So I stand by what I said 2-3 episodes ago, whenever that was.
Smoothies are salads.
Yeah.
And soups are drinks.
Mm-hmm.
And drinks are salads.
You got it. Nailed it. Perfect. How are you not following this? This is very simple.
It's that Common Core math.
Yeah. Real quick, before we get into the episode, I want to say it has been a very tough year for a lot of people for a lot of reasons. Michelle, you and I have been through the fucking ringer these last 18 months. I just want to say the book that we just turned in and everything that we did last week, I'm very proud of. I am happy to be your business partner.
Aww.
This feels, I mean, we've had a lot of shit slung at us over the last 18 months. And I got to say, like, this feels
You guys might remember I was going to get married.
More on that later.
That's not happening.
But I'm excited about everything we're doing. I'm happy to be here. Mm-hmm. I'm happy to be a business partner.
Aww.
And I just I'm grateful for the audience.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm grateful for everyone who's cooking our food. And on a good day, I'm sure I could find something to complain about, but I'm really grateful to be here, and I'm grateful to be your business partner, and I'm really excited about everything that we got coming down the pipe.
Absolutely. I mean, it's been a long time coming for us to be on video. It's no secret that I hate having my photo taken. I hate being on camera. I hate doing all the things you need to do to be a food personality, hence why we've never been food personalities. But the time has come that I need to shut the fuck up and be a grown-up. And here we are in front of all of you. So if you want to see us awkwardly squirm some more, please like and subscribe.
If y'all want to see me sweat in the studio, I'm sweating in the club.
I have a quiet panic attack behind my eyes.
Here's what Matt's got going on. I got to keep a towel underneath the desk here because I got to dab my forehead. I'm becoming one of those guys. I got
at the club, in the back pocket,
in the club. Yeah, just dabbing it up.
Oh, and then you touch it, and you're like, "Oh God, why?"
Yeah, and then I throw it back down on the dirty floor. Yeah. But anyways, yeah, I want to say that.
That was very sweet.
Yeah, we're not gonna get it. We're very private people, and like our business, we don't ever want this to be anything except fun for y'all.
Yes.
So we don't ever want to complain about the bullshit that we deal with behind the scenes. But I'm just grateful that all of y'all are here. I'm grateful that you're here. I'm grateful for my life, and I'm grateful to be here. You and I both have separate trips coming up, and when we get back, we're
trips.
we're pre-rolling this.
Yeah.
But like when we get back in a couple of weeks, I'm just really excited about everything we have coming.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a new chapter in the cookbook of our lives, and I'm very excited too. So stay tuned, guys.
But anyways, enough of that sentimental bullshit. What you got going on, Michelle?
I am living in a spider den.
Spider den.
My home, I'm being webbed in. My apartment, I'm on the bottom floor, and there's all these beautiful trees. I love where I live.
You live in like a fucking like Fern Gully.
Yeah, I live in like a garden oasis. I lucked out so much when I moved out from downtown during the pandemic. And now it's spider season in Los Angeles. And I'm not joking. I'm not a baby. Okay, I'm not a fucking baby. Like spiders don't freak me out. I'll catch them when they're in my apartment. I'll take them outside. But I'm talking spiders building webs overnight across all my doors and windows. Like I can't get out of my home.
Spiders are eating right now.
Walking through a spider web. So I looked them up. They are called orb weaver spiders.
They look.
They're huge. They're fucking huge.
They look intimidating, but they're harmless to us.
Totally harmless. Most of the ones you see are female. They eat their own webs during the day, so they tend to only be around in the morning and the evenings. But guys, it is like a primal thing.
Spiders eating in LA right now. We're not used to.
I can't have guests after dusk. You won't make it to my door.
This is climate change everywhere else in the world. There's like all kinds of disasters happening. LA, you know what we got? More insects, more spiders.
Yeah, we have fucking mosquitoes.
I mean, the fires just haven't started yet. That's all. That's what's next.
Yeah, so
we're going to be recording this 1 week, and there's just going to be, this wall is just going to be on fire.
No, you're going to roll me in, and I'm going to be like halfway in a little
in a cocoon.
Yeah, I'm just going to be like, they got me.
Dude, I walked in the office a few days ago, and I don't like, there's people coming in on our front door all day, but like, I walked in the front door and bam, web. How? When? What? Like, what the fuck?
How? When? Why?
Yeah. Anyways, I got something that is positive news that y'all will enjoy. I believe Heinz, the condiment company, is a avid listener of our show.
Ooh.
Because they now have a campaign where they are asking manufacturers of hot dogs and buns to have the same amount in the packaging.
They're trying to settle.
There you go.
Are they settling some beef?
I'm not answering that. Positive change brought to y'all first here on the pod. Heinz, if you're listening.
We're making the world less forked up one pot at a time.
Why don't y'all get at us about sponsoring an episode or two? I'll get that Heinz bag. I don't give a fuck. Listen, Heinz ketchup. Like, I know that here in LA, every restaurant, they're like, oh, we have like a homemade ketchup, or we have ketchup that we've like fucked with. There's like cracked pepper in it, or there's like curry sauce in it.
There's
the curry ketchup's pretty good, I'll say.
There is a famous hamburger place here in Los Angeles.
You can call them out.
Father's Office here in Los Angeles.
Shots fired.
These fucks. So I go there. This was years ago. I went there when I first moved to LA because it was like near where I lived. And I just got a side of fries because obviously not having a burger. And I asked for ketchup. And they looked at me like I asked them to join ISIS.
They don't serve ketchup, famously.
They don't. I didn't know. But the attitude
I didn't know that either.
Caught for asking for ketchup with fries in America.
Look, there's a whole Reddit thread about Father's Office not serving ketchup. Of course there's a Reddit thread.
They were rude. They were so fucking rude about it. And I was like, I understand not having it. Fine. Mm-hmm. Like, do you then? But don't act like I'm an insane person for asking
well, like fine, but then like what's the alternative? What do you give me? What do you give me? Mayonnaise?
Mayonnaise. Disgusting.
Why the fuck would you?
I know. I don't like to talk shit about restaurants right now because they've had quite the year.
They've gone through it.
They've gone through it, but this is an old beef. This is an old beef, and they could write this wrong anytime. They could just put ketchup on the
Who-
fucking menu.
Who is it that here in LA, one restaurant started doing ketchup leather, and then everybody started fucking doing
I
it.
think it was Plan Check.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
sounds right.
I think it was Plan
Yeah.
Check.
Anyways, that's enough. It's enough of that. Anyways, Heinz, sponsor our show, baby. Come on.
What would we do to like promote ketchup?
I don't know. We got, dude.
I
we
would
got so
literally
many
just
fucking
eat fried
recipes.
food the whole time. Just
Yeah.
like
We
the whole
have not to give like secrets away, but we got a project coming up that's going to require ketchup. I'm not going to talk about it. There's ketchup in the future.
What a
Heinz,
sentence. We have a project coming up.
it requires
that
ketchup.
requires ketchup.
Lots of ketchup.
That's definitely when I was in college, guys. I knew.
What are y'all getting into this weekend? I don't know, but ketchup is involved. So I'm definitely not going to father's office because the motherfuckers don't have any ketchup.
No ketchup. I'm not going anywhere. Fuck, man.
Yeah.
Fuck this. Anyway, you ready to get into some food history?
Fuck yeah, let's get into food history.
It is now time for This Week in Food History.
This some serious gourmet shit.
It's the classiest part of the pod. My part. So I decided that we're going to start a little history on some spices, guys, because I feel like a lot of y'all don't know your spices.
Yeah, saffron is definitely one of those spices that has escaped me.
Yes.
What you got like core spices when you like stock your kitchen? You got garlic powder,
Mhm.
salt, pepper,
Chili powder,
chili powder.
cumin.
I'm trying to think. I'm
Cinnamon.
trying to think of like the starter pack. You know, like
Yeah.
I don't know shit about cooking, but like here's the five.
Everyone always has some
Here's the
lemon
five.
pepper. For
Yeah,
some
what is it?
fuck-
No one's using lemon
Stop
pepper.
Stop it. Just make it yourself. Anyway, but yes, as Matt alluded to, we're talking about saffron this week. So the spice originates from a flower called a crocus sapphius, or what most people just call it a saffron crocus. The spice is actually the stigma of the flower. Like think of that little part that sticks out in lilies.
It's the dick. That's what it is.
That's that's
Y'all
the
see that?
stamen. But yes, it's similar. Yes. And
Flowers be fucking.
yeah, and each flower only has a maximum of 3 of those.
They got 3 dicks.
Okay, when you say it that way, it sounds more impressive. But the purple flower, it's painstakingly propagated, fertilized, and the stigmas are harvested by hand in the morning. So everything has to be done by hand. It has to be fertilized by hand. It has to be harvested by hand. They can't like pick all the flowers and like sort through. They have to pull the little stamen out individually. And they have to do it on the morning it blooms naturally, not before. Otherwise, it's not any good.
This is why it's so fucking expensive, right?
Yes. The more careful the cultivation, the higher the price. This whole process is the reason that saffron has been one of the world's most costly goods consistently throughout history. It takes 1,000 flowers to produce just 1 ounce of saffron.
Jesus fuck.
Yeah, that's why you'll pay $10 to $13 per gram for real saffron. But luckily, a little goes a long way in a dish. You don't usually need more than, a handful of threads unless you're cooking something with a lot of saffron flavor. But the first time I cooked with saffron, I didn't understand.
Right.
Like-
So you like overdid it?
Oh.
Rookie mistake.
Oh, if you guys aren't familiar, it's a hard taste to kind of describe. It smells a little like hay. The taste is a little bit floral, a little metallic, like a little earthy. It's a taste all its own.
Yeah.
But too much of it gets really like acerbic. Like it's just bad.
Yeah, rule of thumb for seasoning, start small. You can always add more, but
Yeah,
if you
you
add
can't
too
take-
much, you can't pull that shit out. So
Ooh.
start small.
Saffron was first cultivated in Greece, specifically Crete, but today the spice is primarily grown in Iran, Greece, Morocco, and India. While teeny farms of saffron do exist in the United States, like weirdly in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. I had no idea why. Most saffron found here in the U.S. is imported from Iran, who produces 85% of the world's crop of saffron.
Damn.
Yeah.
What was that? That climate probably?
Yeah, the climate is perfect for it. So
Yeah.
saffron has an amazing history along with humans and is often like this kind of thing of legend. Cleopatra was said to bathe in milk that's been infused with saffron before seeing a suitor.
That sounds exquisite.
Doesn't it sound super sexy?
I'm gonna do that before I rub one out next time.
You just dip your dick.
Just the tip.
Just because
Just
you're
the
like,
tip.
it's like, listen, you guys, money's tight. So I just
right.
dip my dick in balls.
Saffron's expensive. That's why I got this little bowl. And I just dip it in there. And, I got a suitor later. The suitor's me. And I like to be fancy. Saffron's expensive.
Quote, saffron was used to dye woolen bolero jackets worn by Minoan women, also in cosmetics, or it was mixed with red ochre, tallow, and beeswax to make a lipstick, said John O'Connell of the Book of Spices. Egyptians did this, the Greeks did this, the Romans did this, basically all over the Mediterranean. And the ancient Greeks and Romans also prized saffron for its use as a perfume and deodorizer. They scattered it in public places like royal halls, courts, and amphitheaters, so it smelled good. And when Nero entered Rome, they spread it in the streets. Can you imagine? First of all, it'd be fucking gorgeous, but
Could you, okay, first of all,
there's like cash on that.
imagine that you're one of the people who has to pick that, harvest it, do all that shit. And then the next morning,
He's
someone's
just
got
walking
just got a basket of it and they're just throwing that shit in the street.
Yeah.
And this motherfucker, he's just walking and you're just like,
And they only
my
bloom once
hard
a year.
work.
They only bloom once a year.
I fucking worked, so that shit took me all week.
Yeah,
And
it's-
he's just stomping on it.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. And in the Persian Empire, they would mix it with like sandalwood and water and do baths like that. That would smell so good. And saffron was heavily used by Alexander the Great and his troops during their campaigns in Asia. There, they mixed saffron into teas and they dined on saffron rice. And Alexander used saffron sprinkled in warm water as a bath and to dye his hair. He famously had like a golden hair. And so he dyed it to make it all the brighter and like more.
Oh, is that a thing?
Yeah.
Does it work?
Yeah.
Because what's
I mean, they used it to dye all kinds of
What's
robes.
the other thing is like lemon juice in your hair. Isn't that
Yeah,
supposed
it's supposed to lighten it.
Yeah.
That's like a.
Does that work?
A little.
I feel like a lot of this shit is just stuff I heard as a kid.
Yeah.
It's not field tested. I've never.
But no, that saffron was used to dye royal robes in Egypt too. Yeah, it absolutely is a dye. It's just an expensive dye. He thought that soaking in those baths would heal all his war wounds. And he apparently was pleased with it because then he recommended all of his troops do it. So
You know
he
what
had
it was?
all of his troops
You know
do
what
it.
it was? Is that he just had access to a clean bath.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
And then he's telling all his soldiers who don't have access to clean baths, he's like, you know what y'all need? Just
But
take
he
a
got
bunch
them.
of saffron.
He got them into baths though, so they were cleaning out their wounds.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, so he did take care of it. All these Greek soldiers had been so convinced of the curative properties of saffron that when they went home to Macedonia, they like spread it like wildfire. So for a long time, it was seen as a cure-all for everything from digestive problems to like hemorrhoids to everything. And while a lot of the historical claims are pretty exaggerated when it comes to health stuff, saffron does actually have some tested health benefits. Modern studies have shown the high level of antioxidants help ward off inflammation in the body, and that it can be helpful in treating sexual dysfunction and depression.
So that little just the tip trick.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe that helps with some of y'all and your problems. You getting
Some
these.
of y'all, I wouldn't know a thing.
Sure wouldn't.
But if you guys have a little extra cash, treat yourself to some saffron.
Well, I think that's enough about sexy saffron. Let's get into a total recall.
Have you brought any fruits or vegetables onto the planet?
Welcome to Recall.
Get ready for a surprise.
I don't know how many times I gotta tell y'all to stop eating seafood.
What happened?
At least 52 cases of vibriosis have been reported in Washington state, with 30 of those being directly linked to oyster consumption.
Sounds like some bad vibriosis.
But where's that fucking sound on the soundboard?
I'm sorry, guys. It's late.
So y'all may remember that extreme heat wave in the Pacific Northwest that was about a month ago. So health officials believe that that's the cause behind these illnesses. Vibrio is a bacteria that's naturally found in the environment, but it thrives in warm conditions. Vibriosis is caused when consuming undercooked shellfish, with symptoms showing within hours of eating it. And it's not fatal. Most people usually recover within a few days. I'm not going to get into the symptoms, but it's everything you can imagine when your body is trying to reject bad seafood.
Oh, it's coming
It's
out all the holes.
All the ports are open. Your body is fully rejecting it. And you feel like you have the flu.
That's my nightmare of like living with a partner and we both eat at the same place, and then we both get some kind of food poisoning that causes a full body evacuation.
And you got one bathroom.
And not only do we have one bathroom, there's only one toilet.
Mm-hmm. That's bad.
What do you do? Guys, what did you do? And it's one of my worst fears. I can't puke into my own shit or shit into my own puke. Or someone else's. Oh God.
You gotta sit on the toilet with a bucket in front of you.
Who owns a bucket? I'm not a Vanderbilt.
So experts say that the heat wave at the end of June is estimated to have killed more than 1 billion sea creatures.
How many?
1 billion with a B, sea creatures.
That's bad.
New Zealand had to tell people earlier this year to stop eating raw mussels because they had their own vibriosis outbreak. So I don't know how many times I got to tell y'all, stop eating seafood. It's weird. It smells bad. You look like a fucking maniac eating it. If like the only thing you can kind of eat and not look weird is like salmon or like just like a platter of fish, but like crab, any kind of shellfish. Y'all know how I feel about oysters. That's disgusting.
I mean, it looks like you're eating a bug because you're eating a bug.
They are. They're sea bugs. So, yeah, I don't know. Like, just stop. Like, marine life is literally trying to kill you. Like, here, just listen to this shit. So, because fish have a higher content of water than land animals, it's easier for bacteria like Vibrio to find a suitable environment to thrive. Fish don't have much collagen, so it's really easy for bacteria to penetrate fish flesh, which is a gross combination of words.
Penetrate fish flesh.
Penetrate. That's what y'all are doing. Every time you eat seafood, you're penetrating fish flesh. It's disgusting.
It's unholy.
I'm done with it. It's nasty. Stop it. So
this isn't even a vegan thing. This is just like
this is a food thing.
It stinks.
It's not a vegan thing. It does. It smells bad. You know why it smells bad?
You're not supposed to eat it.
That's our brain being like, don't eat that. It's rotten.
Yeah.
Fish live in cold water, so the enzymes that break down fish meat are used to the cold. Our refrigerators are not cold enough to slow the rotting process, which is why seafood is stored and sold on ice. And speaking of the cold, fish in the, I don't know how to pronounce this, Scombridia family. I got this from a book. I'm a reference.
Scombridae?
Scombridae. We'll say Scombridae. Fish in the the scrotum. The Scombridae family, which is tuna, mackerel, skipjack, which are all very common. They release histamine into their flesh after they die.
Ooh.
You can't cook this away because it's not a bacteria. So raw scrombroid fish, I'm pronouncing that right, I know I am. Just trust me. They have to be handled above 40 degrees Fahrenheit. So 32 degrees Fahrenheit is freezing. So this is just above freezing. And if it's not handled at that temperature, it drastically increases histamine toxicity.
And if you've worked in a grocery store that sells tuna, you know they ain't doing that.
It's not at that temperature. I promise you that. And that's why when somebody has a bad reaction to seafood, like an allergic reaction, that's why they're usually given an antihistamine first, is because of that. I got one more for y'all, and then we're going to move on, I promise. So what about glycogen? All animals...
I mean, yeah.
What about glycogen?
What about glycogen?
All animals, including us, store glycogen in our muscles. Land animals don't fight as much as
Speak
fish.
for yourself. I don't have any muscles.
Land animals don't fight as much as fish do when they're slaughtered. Fish literally fight till their last breath, which depletes any and all glycogen from their muscles, and that produce glucose into their bloodstream. Bacteria fucking loves glucose, which is just sugar. So I'm not a doctor, but the author behind The Science of Nutrition, where I pulled all these facts from, is a doctor. So if you don't want to listen to me and tell you how fucking insane you look when you eat seafood, listen to this. And if you want to find those fun facts I just listed, check out that book. It is full of many other horrific things about your food that you were blissfully unaware of.
You're going to have a scared girl summer.
Yeah. Vibriosis, whatever this word is. It sounds like a combination of vibe, bro, and sick.
It is a sick vibe, bro.
But it's not the good kind of sick. It's not, oh, sick, dude. Yeah, no. It's like, oh, sick, bro. It's not good. It's not good. Stop eating seafood. Stop it. Just stop it.
Well, onto my news story. Apparently, a recent study suggests that women's mental health has a higher association with dietary factors than men. Yep, guys, fantastic. One more thing
Just
we've
one
got to
more.
deal with.
Just add it to the tire fire of being a woman.
Just pile it on. What? What? We all had to leave the workforce in mass last year because everybody sucks? Oh, and food makes us sad? Perfect.
I do get a lot of this secondhand because so many women work in and around our company that Nick is the one guy. There we go. So it's just me and Nick. And Nick lives in fucking Washington, so I never see him. So I get a lot of secondhand womanhood facts. Yeah.
So I'm sick of hearing about periods. I'm like, we're sicker of having them. Anyway, Dr. Lena Begdesh, an assistant professor of health and wellness studies at Binghamton University, spearheaded the study. Along with research assistant Kara M. Patrici, Begdesh dissected the different food groups that are associated with mental distress in men and women ages 30 and older, as well as studied the different dietary patterns in relation to exercise frequency and mental distress. Quote, we found a general relationship between eating healthy, following healthy dietary practices, exercise, and mental well-being, she said. Interestingly, we found that for unhealthy dietary patterns, the level of mental distress was much higher in women than men.
Yeah, men, we will eat absolute garbage and just power through our depression.
Will you power through, or will you store it all in your chest until you die of a heart attack at 45?
Facts. Facts.
So based on this study and others, diet and exercise may be the first line of defense against mental health distress in mature women, says Begdesh. What is she calling a mature woman, Matt?
I mean, if you're going by porn standards, like mature women are probably women over 25.
Yeah. Well, in this study, mature women are women over 30.
I feel like porn's always like, it's like mature MILF, but it's like a girl in her late 20s.
Yeah. No, and it's like if you get pregnant after 35, it is a geriatric pregnancy.
Are you fucking serious? Is it really classified?
Do you know who didn't come up with that? A woman.
No, it's
no woman would be like, no, it's a geriatric pregnancy. She'd be like, you're going to get cut.
Yeah.
You're going to get cut.
Well, you think that a woman sitting behind a keyboard doing all the classifications on porn and being like, that's a MILF. That's a very mature woman. She's 26. It's men. It's men. It's 100% men.
The study continues, quote, fast food, skipping breakfast, and caffeine with high glycemic foods are all associated with mental distress in mature women. Fruits and dark leafy green vegetables are associated with mental well-being. The extra information we learned from the study is that exercise significantly reduced the negative association of the high glycemic foods and fast foods with mental distress. So if you can't eat better for whatever reason, you can run it out and maybe it won't make you so bummed out. And anecdotally, I think a lot of us who struggle with mental health issues know that how we eat and whether we exercise does have a huge impact on our depression. But eating healthful homemade meals and moving my body, like that's always the best way for me to like fight off the beginning of depression. But it's also the first thing I want to stop doing when I'm getting depressed.
When things get tough,
yeah,
diet, exercise, like just taking care of yourself seem so impossible. I know that I've been there. I know that a lot of people in the audience.
Or you just want to eat your
have
feelings
probably
for
been
one
there.
night and then it starts this like slope.
Yeah, you have a bad day and you're like, I'm just gonna eat junk for dinner.
And I'm not going to push myself
I'm
tomorrow.
gonna stay up late.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna exercise. And then, you start to feel like shit and it's just all downhill from there.
Yeah. So it was nice kind of reading the study because it's so easy for me to beat myself up thinking I'm just being like a lazy piece of shit. And you know, the study just shows that when I'm struggling with my depression, I'm drawn to habits that are slowly making it worse, which, you know, it's not that I'm deliberately making choices to make my depression worse per se, but these are comfort foods. This is comfort stuff that we all like to do. And Patton Oswalt had this great quote when he was on You Made It Weird, the podcast with Pete Holmes. He was talking about with his depression, he would do all this kind of indulgent behavior like this, eat really greasy foods, not exercise, not leave the house.
You had a hard day. Like, I'm gonna treat myself,
I'm gonna sit on the couch. I'm
but
gonna
then
play
every
video
day's
games.
a hard day,
Yeah.
and then you're constantly treating yourself.
And he's saying, it's okay to have those things. They're like comfort food, but you can't eat comfort food every day. And then it starts to lose its comfort. And I just thought, I thought that, just knowing that there is a scientific reason that the stuff bums you the fuck out, gives you a little bit more ammunition to forgive yourself when you find yourself in that situation. So, especially if you're a mature woman like me.
Hey, y'all. Are you sitting down? Are you slouching? Probably. Well, it's time that you support your back in the same way that you support your pet's Instagram account. We've partnered up with All33 to get you guys a solid deal on their game-changing chairs. The first time we sat in one, we couldn't believe how comfortable they were. Now we have these chairs all over our office and here in our studio. Their sit-in-motion technology gives you optimal lumbar support while effectively moving all 33 of your vertebrae for unsurpassed spinal support while you sit. The chair practically cradles you as you move.
All 33. That's where the name came from.
I didn't realize that we had 33 like lumbar things. I figured there were like
lumbar things.
I figured there were like 6 back there. It's probably like 6 lumbars. I don't know. I'm not
Lumbars.
Lumbar eye.
Reactive and supportive, these chairs relieve back pain and reduce the risk of even developing it. The seat saddle responds ergonomically to all your movements, so you can always maintain this ideal posture. Like, it just really doesn't let you just sit in your small back, which is what I do. I have scoliosis, and sitting up straight is always a struggle for me, but I could probably nap in these chairs. I mean, it would freak you out.
It doesn't let you, it'd freak everybody.
But my point is, they are that comfortable, and they come with a 60-day money-back guarantee, and they have tons of color options in vegan leather. And we have tried so many different kinds of vegan leather, and this is
great quality.
Yeah, sure,
Okay.
we went with basic black, but you
Yeah.
don't have to.
Y'all can go to all33.com today and use code FORKED at checkout for $100 off your order and get the last office chair you'll ever buy. We assembled ours in 5 minutes?
Yeah, it was really, really easy.
Yeah. And we've been sitting in them ever since. So,
I live in the pod studio now. Again, that's all33.com with promo code FORKED at checkout for $100 off your new favorite chair.
So you had the saffron story at the top of the show. I also have a spice story that I don't know.
Copycat.
Hang on. I don't know how this got past this, but earlier this year in January, a U.S. state attorney in South Carolina settled a claim with Flavor Pros LLC for selling fake spices to the Bureau of Prisons.
They have it hard enough. Let them season their fucking food. Jesus Christ.
For real, I was like, I know that there's that myth that prison food sucks, but it's really they're not seasoning is because these people are scamming them.
I mean, yeah, this is bad.
So the complaint filed in 2019 states that Flavor Pros, who held the government contracts with the Bureau of Prisons, sold these spices that were cut with filling agents, and the bottles contained half of whatever spice the packaging purported it to be.
So if it was a cinnamon thing, you were max getting 50% cinnamon?
Yeah, roughly, yeah.
Wow.
So in 2017, when the FDA was suspect of this scheme, they tested the spices in a lab.
Oh, cinnamon was one.
And the results came back that cinnamon was 66% filler. So there was
more.
less cinnamon in it than there was actual filler. Black pepper was 57% filler.
Wow.
And garlic powder was 64% filler. So there's more filler.
Yeah. So
than there
it's
is
pepper
actual
flavored filler.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, then there is actual spice. And you would think that these idiots would have learned their lesson after getting caught, but
I bet these contracts are big too.
they did what most scammers do, is that they opened another LLC
Yes.
and they continue this grift under Artisan Foods LLC, where they won a government contract.
Last pod. Don't trust the word artisan.
Don't trust Artisan. You
Don't
hear
trust
Artisan?
Artisan.
You hear Artisan? That's bullshit. Don't trust that. It's bullshit.
So Artisan LLC.
So they opened this second LLC. It's
Okay.
Artisan Foods LLC, and they got a government contract selling Italian salad dressing to the Bureau of Prisons, but they got caught almost fucking immediately. And this is so stupid when somebody peeled back the label of one of the spices. And what did it say behind Artisan Foods LLC? Flavor Pro.
I'm so lazy.
They literally just slapped a sticker over their old shit. And that salad
it's like
dressing.
two little kids stacking themselves on top of each other and like wearing
Trying to
the
sneak
trench
into a
coat.
movie, yeah. That salad dressing had been expired for months by the
So it
time
was a
it was
double
delivered.
grift.
Yeah. So the family behind Flavor Pros and Artisan
It's
Foods.
family owned.
It is, yeah.
It's a family grift.
Yeah, and Artisan Foods LLC, they were required to pay $250,000 to like settle all
That
this.
doesn't feel like it's enough money.
That might be all that they had. The deal might have been, they were like, yeah, just like, how much money y'all got? They're like, we can afford this. That might have been the deal.
So do you think this happens a lot?
Well,
Because I know like it happens with vanilla, it happens with olive oil a lot.
it's a pretty common thing.
Yeah.
They're like, actually, like I got a little note here at the end of the article. So in 2017, Dr. Chevalier from Queen's University, Belfast,
Oh yes, Dr. Chevalier.
of course, announced that they had improved methodology for detecting food fraud.
Oh.
And this is great news because, like you're saying, Michelle, there is rampant adulterants in spices, like almost all conventional sold oregano, like everything that you buy in at your store, like it's about half of that is just filler. What they're doing is half of that's real oregano,
Okay.
but the other half is usually strawberry or olive leaves.
That
And they just
so
blend that
much
in there.
sense because my friend's mother, shout out to Angie, gave me oregano that she had dried from her garden, and it was this vibrant green.
It's very green.
And
Yeah.
I've had to use half of what I normally use in recipes because
It's so potent.
it's so potent. And I buy nice oregano. This is fucking annoying.
I wondered when I was doing this research, I was like, damn, if they take out the filler and all the spices, are we gonna have to go back and change our measurements?
Yeah.
Again, y'all, if you're seasoning something, start small and then just add in, because if you do too much, you're fucked. The dish is ruined.
Especially with like like a lot of my recipes call for chili powder, but the makeup of chili powder is different brand to brand to brand. I always encourage you guys to use salt-free spice mixes if you're doing something like chili powder because it's better to salt things yourself.
Yeah, you can control the sodium
Yeah.
intake. Yeah.
But if you know your chili powder is spicy,
Mhm.
you know, start small and then work your way up. But Jesus Christ.
And control your sodium intake. For real. Like, so it's not good for us.
No, it's bad. It's
Yeah.
bad.
And especially like people who suffer from, and got a lot of friends and family who suffer from
High blood pressure.
high blood pressure,
Mhm.
hypertension, things like that. Control your sodium intake. You'll feel a lot better, I promise.
So, Maddie, what have we learned this week?
This week, we learned that seafood is literally trying to kill you. Stop eating it. It's nasty. Stop it.
My shirt popped open.
Like and subscribe
Like and subscribe.
to the Titty Cast. What else did we learn, Michelle?
Saffron is high maintenance as fuck, and it's kind of basically magic.
We also learned that prison food really does suck, but only because it's a scam.
Bad food causes bad vibes in mature women, and Matt likes to dip his penis in saffron milk.
Haven't done it yet. I'm going to try it, and I will report back to y'all. Again, Michelle, I'm like, not to be sentimental again, I'm just really, really proud of everything that we've done.
Yeah.
And I'm so blessed to be in business with you and everyone that we work with, anyone who supports us, anyone who cooks our food, even if you don't engage with our brand, you haven't bought our books or our merch or anything like that, if you just enjoy our food, like, thank you
means
so
a lot.
much. Yeah, I can't tell y'all what that means to us. So
It's the only reason I got in front of a camera. I hate it.
So, yeah. Shout out to our producer, Caitlin Cleveland, who makes sure that this podcast is in y'all's feed and available for y'all to watch every Friday.
And Matt was saying, shout out to the audience. Thank you for tuning in every week. Don't forget to like and subscribe on our YouTube channel, Bad Manners Food. You can also find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Bad Manners Food. Or email us questions, cute little comments. Say, hey, tell us about your saffron baths at fu@badmanners.com. And all our recipes are available, as always, at badmanners.com.
Michelle, enjoy your trip.
Thank you, Matt. Enjoy your trip.
Thank you. Y'all, stay hungry, keep cooking, and we'll see y'all next week.
Bye.